I don't think they were 1,000 feet high. I honestly don't. 800 feet. Beautiful things. Oh, it was like two big carnivals in this. Well, it looked like an Oreo cookie, you know, two flat top, flat bottom, all lit up with the engines and the lights that propel it, and not a sound. Huge things go right, and we watched them for minutes and minutes and minutes go right over the Yakima firing base, unchallenged, and they disappeared between Selah and Yakima, Washington. Just cruising, not a care. There were three. One would maneuver around the other two and go forward and then drop back to the left side, go behind it, move around to the right side, and was checking things out, kind of the patrol. But all three were doing the same thing, in the sense that all three were freighters. They were delivering the gold, literally the gold that is transported, that is being stolen from our lands, and now getting more and more brazen. And now these were good-sized ships. They weren't any 30 feet across. They were huge, you know, but they weren't a half mile. They, you know, the 200 feet, maybe only 100 feet, 300 feet across. And beautiful things. Oh, what a sight to see. It was really fantastic. But these ships did not enter that size. They entered really, really small, maybe 16 foot. And frankly, they're like the foreskin on a man. They can expand. Now there is, if you want, a foreskin suitcase. Put it in your pocket as a wallet, pull it out, rub it, and you got a suitcase. And that's the kind of ships they are. Now that's very blunt. It's not meant to be funny, but it's meant to be accurate. Mm-hmm. They're a living thing, mm-hmm. and they can be stretched, and until you can't stretch them anymore. And it's filled with minerals and water, you know, whatever they need.
It's
They're
so
freighters.
Interesting you said that, because what you had me hold, I said to Richard, I said it was stretching. Mm-hmm. It was stretching itself out in my hand. That's exactly what I told him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I felt.
You were feeling a plant that looked like metal and everything else.
It was doing.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can take that particular piece and rub it with certain stones and set it on the side of a certain pyramid and make it rise up and levitate.
Well, see, now that's the other thing I thought it was doing. I'm so glad you said that, because I wasn't going to say anything. I didn't want to sound really, really strange, but it was lifting up in my hand. It was just slightly lifting up in my hand. Not enough where you could see it, but
I could feel it. Before she goes on, we're talking about a piece of UFO that I have, all right? From the engine room of a crashed UFO that the general populace have no idea about. It crashed down in the Four Corner areas. There were some white miners working in the hills where it crashed. It came down upon an asphalt road, bounced way up in the air, came down, hit again, and then slid off into the desert. There were bodies concerned, but these miners did get some things. And I'll say not much more about it. But I own a piece of some of the things that they've got. And this particular piece came from the surrounding of the engine room. And this is a living being that is flying there. Mm-hmm. And I have activated it to do what you're talking about. It was in a dormant, dead state when I received it, with the orders on how to activate it. Mm-hmm. Part of my job was to do this. And I did so. So anyway, that's what we're talking about.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I was wondering if I made that up, but it was lifting up in my hand.
Okay, folks, let me go grab another cigarette. You want to kill this off?
Sure.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and ask your question.
Okay. I was having some trouble getting straight in my mind, thinking about the days to come and the if you will, calamities that are going to be affecting people on this planet. You've spoken of a war taking place sometime in the very near future, within the next 3 to 5, maybe 6 years.
Well, this
Where the
is a
United
human
States-
war.
Right, where the United States is going to get invaded and lose
Yes.
that one all. And then there's the flip that's going to be taking place, which, as I understand the time frame, is likely to be sometime in the range of 10 to 25 years.
Yes, more than likely that's where it's going to be, in that general area.
Now, and that's going to entail an enormous ecological catastrophe.
Certainly.
The planet is going to be decimated.
Oh, yes, yes. You'd be lucky to find anything living that's green.
Right, right. Now, how is the flip related to the raptures that you were talking about earlier today?
The first or second or both?
Both. How are those three
All right,
events
first off,
related?
the flip will take place in a 3-stage flip. It won't be one big tremendous roll.
Okay.
There wouldn't be any body or thing left at all.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the way it happened during the last one. I'm not sure about the ones before. I think the one before this last one. But I'm just not dead sure. But the last one definitely. It was a 3-stage flip. Atlantis was an island kingdom. And the main area of Atlantis, the biggest city, was in Antarctica. The second biggest city was in what is now the Caribbean Bermuda area. And then it went in over towards towards kind of like Italy, that part of Europe, the warmer areas. Spain is what I've been told, in that general area. All underwater now. But over a 3-time flip, very quick together, not partial flip and then 2 or 3 days later another partial flip, but a partial flip enough for the people that have survived that flip to gain their feet again and not, lick their wounds, a matter of a few weeks, then bang, and then again give the survivors of that one a little more time to regain their days way, and then blam, and then what's left is what's left. In that time, your first rapture, quote unquote, the false rapture, will have been taking place prior to that.
Oh, prior to the first flip.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
And the second rapture will be sometime, it appears, all right, during that time period, or just seconds or days or short weeks prior to it. And what is left of the survivors, and that's why I'm talking, that's why what I'm teaching. For the future people, not just for now. So what you learn now, you can learn to give the knowledge to others so that the survivors that are left after all of this, somebody out there will have this knowledge in their head and be able to help what's left, roughly 10 million people on the planet, to regain and start again. Now, you were talking about plants, everything will be, gone, and you're right. Not everything, but almost everything. But by learning the key and learning how to use the key, you can, even without taking a dead branch of an apple tree and thinking it into life, thinking it into bloom, thinking that branch, that dead branch in your hand, from bloom to